This is my philosophy on education as part of my EDU 210 project for Module 12. And I'm going to talk today about what I believe teaching is, represented by the apple. So I believe that students should come first and foremost in learning. Now this means to put the student as the primary subject, to not be an instructor so much as a guide for their learning. So there we have our student. I also believe that success comes after failure, and everything that we do is a product of our failures. So we got failure as recognition of mistakes equals our learning. So we need to recognize that we learn from our own mistakes at first, and to gain from these we consider our mistakes and we think about it. And in this way we eventually get to the point where we can discover something for ourselves and learning occurs. So high five for learning. I also believe that learning is an active, engaged process, and we learn more through self-discovery and reflection than we do from just being told what to do. So speaking in terms of philosophies, there's our philosopher there. What does this mean? So in terms of theories, I believe in constructivism. There we have it there, constructivism. Now, these guys that champion this theory, pictured here, we have Paget and Vygotsky. Now, some ideas behind this, the first one being is that we have to build upon our knowledge. So, everything is based on the foundation of what we know. So, new ideas are based upon the foundation of what we already know. And for my second idea, there we go, second idea, we have this idea that our learning needs to be relevant, realistic, and relatable. So, in order to accomplish this, the task should be realistic. For example, learning about building airplanes and aerodynamics, as opposed to, let's say, learning about building a Death Star, because Death Star is realistic. Yes, a Star Wars, the new movie's coming out, but it's not a realistic learning tool. My third point, backing behind this theory of constructivism, is that it needs to be personal to the person. So we are all individuals. We have our own unique taste, our own unique ways of learning, and we need to recognize this in learning. The self-reflection of yourself is an important aspect of it, and this I truly believe. So what does this mean for me as a teacher? Now, there's me as a teacher. I believe that this means that we need to push for the integration of technology along the progression of samurai movement. So we got substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition, moving things from sort of an experience phase to a transformation phase. So we need to go away with this idea of black box learning, represented there, from behaviorist theory, and move towards getting rid of that in place with more of a constructionism theory, where we're thinking about what we want to do. So we need to think about this rigorously, more questioning and discovery-based learning, which is really the foundation of constructionism. For example, we would want to introduce more Web 2.0 tools, such as our Wikispaces and Google Docs, and impose universal design for learning with multiple means of expression and personal learning networks, such as Edmodo, Twitter, or Facebook, really describe what we want to learn. So, using these tools, I feel, could really enhance learning. And a lot of these tools I've learned about in EDU 210. and I hope to carry them forward as I become an educator myself. There's Facebook there, one of our personal learning networks. So how would I go about applying this in my teacher in the future when I'm an educator? Well, there would be more student-led projects. Now we want students learning based on what they are interested in, as opposed to me just teaching them, instructing them, pouring information into it. We want to promote discovery-based learning as opposed to objectives. And that is all for today. Thank you for listening. There we go.